2.
What's up? This is Keith Kalfas, and this is a landscaping business tip. If you've got your own landscaping or lawn care business, if you're just getting started or you've been in the business 5 years, this is something that took me a long time to figure out, and it's all about... My stomach just growled. I'm starving right now. About to eat lunch. Anyways, it's about the emotional attachment that you have to your business and your clients and your customers that can put a pit in your stomach and drag you down and make you have too much of a reaction to a detriment in your business, like an emotional roller coaster that really can drain your energy and possibly put you into a place where you're in a rut and you're burned out and you hate your business. And I took this course a long time ago, actually before I got married. David D'Angelo's doubleyourdating.com. His name is Eben Pagan. God. Anyways, I thought I was like the coolest guy in the world, and that's what attracted my wife to me. Anyways, so this guy Eben Pagan, he had this program called Deep Inner Game, and they said something. I'm just giving credit where credit's due. He talked about, imagine that your chest has a bunch of wires and buttons all over it, and if a woman, can come up and just touch a button, and then you respond or you react to that, then you are always at the beck and call of the emotions of other people. In that case, it was like, someone of the opposite sex, right? Man, I'm really going down a rabbit hole here. Oh, fuck. It's like my wife sometimes sees this shit and she hears, my 8-year wedding anniversary is literally next week, and she's still asking me these questions, like, oh, so what was your baby? I'm like, how do you think we became attracted to each other? Like, how? Alright, never mind, dude. She thinks that I think I'm like the best talker. I'll be sweet talking her, and she'll be like, you're fucking a sweet talker, you Alright, dude. Now you done clicked and left off the video because you didn't get the information you wanted. I gotta finish here. Alright. The emotional attachment to your business and your clients, and worrying about every little tiny thing. I've got a friend who owns a multi-million-dollar service-based business, and he said something to me a few weeks ago that blew my mind. And this connects to what I just said. To the customer, most of the time, it's nothing more than a transaction to them. They don't care. They don't care. Their lawn needs to be cut, their property's overgrown, their landscaping needs to be installed, unless it's some type of a beautiful luxury outdoor living patio with a pond and a waterfall and koi fish, and they can hear the babbling brook coming through the windows, and they have this beautiful dream. They don't give a shit at that level that you might, because you have the hooks and wires attached to your nervous system, rooted in your survival of you just trying to survive, or maybe a part of a time in your life when you were just trying to make ends meet, and now you're still running around with this residual emotional attachment to your business that, like, oh my god, what did the client think? What if we're doing this job and we left and we accidentally left a wheelbarrow on the side of the house overnight? What if the client's gonna think that we're slobs? What if we left a little tiny bit of dirt in the street for a couple hours, which you should always keep your job site clean, but always overly obsessing and worrying about what the client thinks to the point of your own detriment is, you wouldn't care what people thought about you if you knew how much they did. If you run a tight ship and you have a 5-star agency, you run a great business, you have positive reviews around, you have boundaries in your business, and your customer knows, and they're writing you a check, for the most part, unless you're doing anything that's out of line, they just want to see their stuff get done. They're paying you for a result. They're paying you, they're throwing money at a problem so they can do what they do, and they're busy as hell. They have a million things going on. They're just paying you for a result. They don't care about all the friction and stuff that goes in between, or the emotions, or this little thing that you're going through. I'm not saying that you're doing that, but if you have all this stuff going on, the downside of that is it could leak out of your body language, and your customer could pick up on that, like, why you seem worried or overly concerned or paranoid, or you're overly explaining shit. the more you move in your consciousness into grids and structures and frameworks, and you have a plan, and you just communicate the facts to the client. No feelings, just facts. You know, that's when you can move more swift. The next thing is, I used to try to create this relationship or emotional bond with every single customer because I felt like in order for them to want to hold on to me or accept me or like me or me become their landscaper, you know, turn them into a client, that they had to like me. So I would talk too much with the customers, or I would try to create conversation. Truthfully, I don't talk to my customers that much at all anymore because I don't have the time. But just because I talk a lot in a video, you can't talk back to me right now. I don't talk this much to my customers. I just communicate the facts and give them an outlook. And I'm not saying I'm the best guy. You know, there's a lot of shit I don't know. I'm just speaking my truth. But when you give them, you know, project deadlines and timelines, and you let them know what they can expect, and then leave them the hell alone, you just give them the facts, they're fine with that. Because I just felt like I had to get the customer to like me and conversate about all these things, and really it would just be asking them all types of questions, like, oh man, you got like a, oh that's crazy, they have a putting green in their backyard. Oh, you play golf? That's awesome. You have, wow, you got a Harley Davidson? Dude, I love Harley Davidsons. Tell me about it. To get them to talk, right? It's like old school rapport building techniques in school. Like wu-wei verbal techniques and tactics is to show genuine, authentic interest in something that the customer has going on, to get them talking about themselves, so then you can be wowed by them, to get their ego, to get them talking so they can develop the subconscious emotional attachment that says they like you now, right? You feel like you got to do that with customers. But I know we've moved from that into the age of authenticity, that if you do that and you do get the customer talking about themselves, today, not that people weren't smart before, but people are so fucking smart, they can see right through it that you're just trying to get them to talk about themselves so you can sell them more work. And that actually will backfire on you and create what's called the instant you. It's like, ugh. It's a disgusting feeling that you're just pandering to them to try to get money, and it's actually repulsive. So if this is what I learned, if you want to get into even higher levels of clientele where you quote unquote make more money, it's less of that bullshit and way more into just communicating the facts. The less of a salesman you are, and the more, and I'd never believed this before, I would have never thought this was possible, but the less of a salesman you are, and the more of a professional, licensed, insured contractor who's going to get the job done right the first time with no problems. Like, I'm the guy who can solve your problem, you write the check, your problem's solved. Leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. Unless there's anything, like the more that you communicate and sub-communicate structure is the more you graduate into higher levels of clientele, because some clients that like really have a lot of, say, disposable income and they want to spend it, they don't have time to be talking to you about their life and all this. They're hustling, they're out there doing a million things. They just want to see their shit getting done, right? So if you communicate that you're that person that can get that done, does it make sense? This is tangentially true in many different equations, but I really seem to be polarizing on what I'm talking about right now because it seems true for me at this stage of my business. And I'd like to know in the comments below where you're at in your stage of the business and what you think the emotional attachment or having too many emotions around your business, what level is that good or what level is it bad? And some of the experiences that you've had that you've blown something way out of proportion, and really that was a complete waste of time. You could have just swallowed that pill, ate that turd, just dealt with it and moved on instead of turning it into something that it's not. I think the quicker that you can get punched in the face and just wipe it off and just keep moving forward is the quicker you learn your lessons, instead of wallowing and creating stupid stories in your head around what things mean. I'm like the landscaping psychologist.